You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a
Lots of people are booking things.
Yes.
And yeah, it's been a really exciting pilot season. And don't get down if it hasn't been that for you yet. There is hope. I think it can be quite complex, and there's no hard and fast rules. This is the thing. That's the truth about how I teach, and that we make up our own rules. I actually think Brie Larson just said that. Yeah, I think she did just say that backstage after winning, right? You just make up your own rules, people. You do. Because nobody really knows. There's a set point of what they think works, but then people break through and they realize, well, that doesn't work. Let's create new rules around that. And then that breaks through and then new rules. So nothing is absolute. I had an actor who like a week or so ago got really bad feedback at like a producer session, right? And was basically like, I'm done. I can't take it anymore, right? And then of course the manager got the bad feedback, and so there was like a summit meeting, and everybody's freaking out. It's the end of the world. It's the apocalypse, the acting apocalypse. You know what I mean? And basically this person was on a commercial the night before, and it went very, very late, like an 18-hour shoot or something like that. And there were 20 pages of intense rapid-fire dialogue that he went in, but he just didn't even have time to like even really read it. But he had his call time at like 3, his audition time was at 2 p.m. And so he did his best to scramble and get to know it, and then went in and did it. And he just didn't feel like he could get it underneath him. And so I said to him, and I advise this to everyone, is you guys, you have the power. You don't realize that you do, but you do. Casting directors, producers, directors are looking for you. They may not even know you exist, but you are a part of an equation that can become possibility when you put yourself in it. You got to put yourself in it and realize, I have as good of a chance as anyone because I have something to bring here. So you have to be willing to, wait for it, walk away. You got to walk away. So I said to this person, next time that happens and you don't feel like you can go in and do the work, because the feedback really stressed this person out. And of course, as actors, you make it an indictment about who you are as a talent. You think you're the worst actor then because you got really bad feedback in one audition. Doesn't matter. But that's how fragile and vulnerable we can be. So I said, next time that happens, just tell your agent or manager, I can't go in for this. I can't go in. If it's extraneous situations that you don't feel like you've had enough time to get your head around it, just pass. Okay. Sure enough, a week or so later, the same thing happened to this same actor. And this time, what did this person do? Called up the manager and said, same thing, I think that he was on another set or something. It was lots of dialogue, had to pass. Casting called the office and said, well, if it passes, then we're not going to bring him in. It's okay. You have to be willing to say it's okay. Sure enough, what happened? A week later, who called? Casting called. We now want to see that person. Not only did they see that person, they offered that person the job, but that person actually turned it down because they got another job. Kids, that gives me goosebumps. You have to realize you have the power. That doesn't mean we're more powerful than anybody else. I just mean you are part of the equation of creating something. You have to start walking into rooms and realize that. You have to know that. It doesn't matter if your resume is not stacked. It doesn't matter if you don't have 10,000 credits already. It just doesn't matter. If they want to see you, you are a blip of possibility in the cosmos. That's the truth. Okay, so I think that's really powerful to remember that you can call the shots. An executive friend of mine said that. She's like, actors don't realize you can call the shots. It's not about ego. It's not I don't want you to phone into your agent every time you get a call and say, I can't go in. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying every now and then you have to trust your gut. You have to trust your gut. Actually, this girl that just booked this pilot that she just left for Vancouver today is the lead in this new Fox show. She said, oh my God, it is exactly what you teach. Because she went in a number of times, and finally for the chemistry reads, right before she was going to go in, because they tell you oftentimes, bring it back just like that. We have no notes, just do that, right? So she came back, and right before she was going to go in, the showrunner came up to her and said, we've seen everybody do it the same exact way based on what we want. We don't want that anymore. So just go ahead, have fun. And she's like, and she had a moment of like, ah! And then she's like, I just breathed and did what it is that we do every week. And she's like, it was so extraordinary. She said, it took me to, she's like, I started crying. She felt things that she didn't think, or they had said that the scene, it wasn't about those things. You get what I'm saying? So yes, we follow a map, we follow an outline, we make choices, but the work here is also then based on, are you available to the minutia of the moment to take you to places that aren't planned, that aren't rehearsed, that aren't mapped out, that aren't orchestrated, that aren't pre-agendized? You all know how to do that. I'm not teaching that, it's not interesting, you're not going to win awards for it. What is really interesting is seeing this X factor of your weirdness come out when it gets messy. And you know what? People are they see it. They see it. She's convinced that's why she got the job.